Hi, welcome back. In today's session, we're going to learn about MAC addresses. You might remember from our discussions about hubs and switches that a collision domain is a network segment where only one device can speak at a time. This is because all data in the collision domain is sent to the nodes connected to it. If two computers were to send data across the wire at the same time, this will result in a literal collision of the electric current representing our ones and zeros, leaving the end result unintelligible. Ethernet as a protocol solved this problem by using a technique known as carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. Doesn't exactly roll off my tongue. We generally abbreviate this as CSMA/CD. CSMA/CD is used to determine when the communication channels are clear, when the device is free to transmit data, and so on. The way CSMA/CD works is actually pretty simple. If there's no data currently being transmitted on the network segment, a node will be free to send data. If it turns out that two or more computers end up trying to send data at the same time, the computer detects this collision and stops sending data. Each device involved with the collision then waits a random interval of time before trying to send the data again. When the network segment in a collision domain, it means that all the devices on the segment receive all communication across the entire segment. This way, we need a way to identify which node the transmission was actually meant for. This is where something known as media access control or MAC address come into play. A MAC address is a globally unique identifier attached to an individual network interface. A MAC address is split into two sections. One is OUI, which is also known as Organizationally Unique Identifier, and the last three octets of MAC address can be assigned in the way that the manufacturer or the vendor would like it, with the condition that they only assign each possible address once to keep all MAC address globally unique. So here how a MAC address works. When the data arrives at your house from the worldwide internet, your router needs to decide which device to send that data to. It does this by keeping track of the MAC addresses of all the devices connected to it, then assigning what's called a private IP address, usually starting with 192.168 or something like that. Your router keeps track of the outbound requests, such as when you click on a link. When the data you want arrives at your router, it attaches the correct private IP address to the data packets, ensuring that they got your computer or device. Since all those private IP correspond to correct MAC addresses, this might understandably seem a little redundant, since computers now both have private IP address and MAC address that you can individually identify it. But in reality, you need both. Although both private and public IPs stay the same throughout this process, the MAC address on the data packets are constantly being changed. Since your data might go through numerous servers and router before it finally gets to your device, your MAC address information is crucial, even though you have a private IP. Another upside of a MAC address is normally they always stay the same, with many devices having their MAC address hard coded into the firmware at their factory, making it easy to spot a malfunctioning device on the network. If you're trying to troubleshoot and if you want to protect your network so that only device you approve can connect, many routers uses MAC address to restrict access to the known devices. You can read about this more in the link I've provided in the description below. ISP uses predefined MAC address to make it easy to provide to you with the service you paid for. so your neighbor isn't the one getting that expensive gigabit connection. Of course, they also use this to block access if you aren't paying your bills. It is possible to spoof a MAC address, and however, you might want to if you are concerned about your privacy on a public Wi Fi connection or if you have connected to a new device to a network. This is all about MAC addresses. To know more about IP addresses, meet me in the next video. So, see you there.